Yeah.
So you need. Okay.
Okay. Come closer, it's fine. It's better for the sound.
You'll be standing over me?
No, I'll be like, alright. Okay.
See?
This is fine. Like, I can just squat. I can do this.
Okay. You do that.
Okay, so what are we shooting, right? That's the question.
There are many questions, but yeah, that's one of them. And what do you think the film is about? I think at this point, that's a good place to start.
The film is about me trying to make a film with you.
Oh yeah? So if it's about making a film, so why me?
Why you?
Yeah.
Put the sound there actually. Okay. Rolling. 3, 4, 1. I am a filmmaker from Malaysia. My journey in filmmaking began when I became an underwater videographer. I love sharing the beauty of underwater world through my lens. I believe by doing so, more people will care about the environment. But the more I get into filmmaking, the more I realize the power of storytelling. I believe stories have the ability to change the world. I started making videos that deal with social issues. And then I fell in love in narrative filmmaking. Writing, acting, and directing allow me to reflect on myself and helps me understand my relationship to the world. Okay, 3, 7, 1. Action.
Hello, hi.
I started teaching filmmaking too. And very quickly, I realized I needed more tools. I applied to scholarship and left Malaysia to pursue my master's in film in the United States. I continue working on my craft,
Mom.
and my films become more personal. I also started blending reality with fiction. Coming to the United States opens my eyes in so many ways.
Yep.
It was all so brilliant and disorienting at the same time.
The role of being an outsider gave me a chance to become conscious of the moment.
That he thought were the triple evils of our society: racism, poverty, and militarism.
Being exposed to critical theories makes me question capitalism and the institutional structure. I share my thoughts with one of my amazing professors here, Kara. But it's tiring in terms of like trying to make our voice heard because we have no control over that. You know, I feel. But sorry, No, all I'm saying is like you go to film festivals or film pitching and you're still telling people ideas that will sell, you know? So like in the same way like it's very frustrating where like these ideas are something that I feel is personal and like can like be in solidarity with people, but at the same time it's being commodified, and I'm fighting for it to be commodified almost.
Yeah.
You know? After spending hundreds and thousands of dollars with my limited stipend to make films, as well as to submit to festivals, I no longer know why I make films. Do my stories even matter? How do I fight a system that is built to exploit without exploiting myself? Anyway, I need to make one more film to graduate. And I really want to go back to social issues. This is Faith. We met through a mutual friend at a dinner party. We got really close and became part of each other's lives in many ways.
I should not have encouraged you. I really should not have encouraged you.
But you did. Faith is a disabled Kenyan scholar activist with muscular dystrophy. She taught me how to speak up and speak out. And more importantly, she exposes me to disability culture, which I realized I had no idea about previously. I think it's a two-way relationship.
Up. Yeah.
We are able to hold difficult conversations on different issues.
Oh yeah.
That's the star right here. Right here. Do you see it? Do you see it? Most of my films are drawn from my own experiences. Spending time with Faith makes me realize my own ableist practices.
No, not dramatic enough. What did you?
I feel like the world needs to see what I have learned. And I certainly don't want to fall into making an inspiration porn film.
We're not real people. We are there to inspire.
So I asked Faith if she's willing to collaborate with me.
So that is something, again, that
She says yes.
So it's tricky. So yes, we might need policies and laws and all these things, but then without trusting each other, then we cannot really build like movements. We cannot even build a community.
I write a proposal and work on the scenes with Faith. And we receive a production grant from the school to make the film. I am excited. It's going to be great. We are going to act as ourselves, and we begin with Faith's daily routine. I was not aware of Faith's disability the first time we met.
I went to a regular primary school and regular high school. So when I was in primary school, that was around class 5. We used to have PE every Tuesday and Thursday, and the first thing the first thing the whole school did is run around the field. So I noticed that every time I happened to be the last. Then I remember like there's one time I actually told myself, okay, today we're not going to be last. So we're going to run. So I think the adrenaline was so high. So I ran like the first 6 meters or so. I was actually together with a group, but my body said there's enough of this. And I slowed down, I almost tripped, and now I went back to my slow pace.
I learned from her later the term invisible disability. Disability is much more than just descriptions of what we can see.
Do I put on my
It's all
sandals?
close up. I don't need.
It's okay. Do I put on my sandals or no?
Um,
Oh, this is so warm. Oh, I like it right now. Wrong button. Okay, where's the other one? Doesn't make sense.
we continue shooting the other scenes as planned.
Hi, Camilla. I just wanted to find out if you got a chance to go through my interview. What is it? The protocol.
Was it the sex one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I remember it. It's a bold subject.
It's a conversation that we all should be having really more and more often.
Wow, we have it enough, don't you think?
I don't think so, actually.
But I was thinking about the type of people that maybe you are representing or not representing in the subject. I was thinking a lot about, you focus a lot on women. So I had a really good time. I had a good summer. That was
We
like my
even
highlight, so-
reenact our first encounter.
Made anybody? Well, that's a $1 million question, isn't it?
I know at this point the film is not deep enough,
People, but it wasn't.
so when Faith asked me to be interviewed for her qualitative research class,
Come to my camp.
I say yes right away and ask if we could film it. Okay, scene 1, take 1. Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
Hi. So when you think about like you growing up, can you maybe identify the first bits of information that you received about your body or changes that were happening to your body or sexuality or any of that? Can you think of what you would think as the first instance you were receiving that kind of information?
Yeah, I was always very boyish as a little kid. So my hair has always been kind of like wavy, and it's smaller now because I've lost hair, but it used to be bigger. and it's always more manageable to keep them short, I suppose, my mom thought, you know. So like I always had short hair, and people were always mistaken me as a boy. And I actually enjoy being a boy more. In like I love playing with toy guns. I love like imitating kung fu moves I saw on like, you know, Jackie Chan films and stuff. And my sister was a little bit like that, but my sister was definitely more girly. She always had long hair. And because we are just 3 years apart, my brother is 9 years younger than me, so I grew up mostly with my sisters more. And you know, one of those like siblings thing, like my mom would buy the same dress for both of us, and I'll be so happy to look like my sister. But I'll never look like her because she's always slimmer, always have like longer hair, and definitely like always look more feminine. So I never felt comfortable with dress, that I remember for sure. And I always just didn't feel very like accepted. In some ways, like my mom would always try to make me more girly, but I never look girly enough, and you know, yeah.
And a lot of what I've had you saying is like what you were feeling, like in those experiences. What was there? Either say, like, can you think of like a conversation? Was there a time that your mom or like an older person sat you down and maybe like around teenage and told you, okay, this is this is what you expect. You do not play with these kind of people because this is something, I don't know.
I actually didn't hear any of those questions because I'm processing.
No, it's okay. We can always take a break.
I can repeat the question again. I don't know why this is happening, but never mind. Yeah, what's the question?
You can, we can get some tissues.
Go on.
You said like, you know, the not feeling accepted. So I'm thinking, were there conversations that either like you sat down with your dad or with your mom and had them, or even your sister?
Yeah, I just kind of knew, like generally around when I was 9, that girls get period. So there's one time I was like playing with my friends in school, and we found this plank. It's just like a piece of wood, and for some reason I thought it was fun to sit on the plank that's pointing upwards, because I thought that looks more like horse. Or I don't know, like I was small and silly and stupid, right? So we did that, and as my friend like tried to lift me up, the plank cut onto my VJJ, and it was like, oh shit, and I was like, stop. So I didn't realize how bad it was until I went to the toilet and I tried to pee, and it was like burning really bad. And then I saw like blood in my underwear. I was like, oh shit, then I should tell my aunt. So anyway, then I told my aunt like, I think like I might need to go to the doctor. And like growing up in a Asian family, basically, usually when you hurt yourself or like when you are sick or something, there's always this like the blame is on you. Like, so then of course I had the fear like of around telling them the truth. I just So when my aunt came into the toilet and saw the stain in my underwear, she thought I had period. But I was 9-year-old, like, you know, it's like I was sure it's not period, and I was like,
because you knew how you had had yourself.
So I thought, no, this is not period. This is like, I think I have hurt myself, you know. And I told them like I sat on a chair with like a nail poking up. So then they brought me to the clinic, and they gave us some sort of medication to put on to help soothe it, so that I could urinate without like being in pain. So in some ways, I kind of knew that girls will have period. I don't know if my sister had period already or not at that time, but you just kind of knew, like, you know, maybe like from school, maybe, yeah.
After the interview, I realized we didn't shoot the most important part of the film, which is getting Faith up to the apartment.
Like, I remember even when we were planning, you know, where to shoot that scene, and we were like, okay, so it's either like my bedroom or your bedroom, just because of the setting. So, and you know, it got down to being, you know, like those being the two options. So, why did you still like give me those two options when you knew that one would have me in a more vulnerable position than the other?
So, like, the way we express who we are is true, not just only the way we dress, the way we speak, but also how our environment is. So the point is also to capture my environment in the room, but also knowing that you've been up in that house before and it wasn't a problem.
Oh my goodness.
And it wasn't a problem. It wasn't the first time.
No? Okay. Wait, what?
Okay. Okay. How did that feel?
I think I'm weaker than last week. Why?
Really?
Yeah. Maybe I don't eat anything. Yeah, okay. Let's try this. I think I can find
best position to do
Yeah,
it.
really.
Yes, we don't have, we cannot use your muscle.
You ready? Are you ready? All right, let's do it. I'm not ready. Oh wow, it's very strong. Okay, don't use. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. All right. So at this point, the camera move again.
And then Faith calls right before we start shooting.
I don't know. I mean, the weather is not going to get better. I guess we can try and find another way to tell that part of the story. But even just to get you to look at the steps and say no, I mean, that's all we need, pretty much, right? We don't need to actually see you getting up, you know. So we were supposed to do that today, but Faith called at 12, 1 hour before we are supposed to shoot the scene, that she's not comfortable because it's raining. She thinks it's too dangerous to walk on wet surfaces. It's too much risk, and I understand that, but it's also very frustrating because we got everyone to come here. I mean, I shoot minimally. It's a small crew, but it's still a crew of 5, 6 people. And my friends make time for this, and we can't shoot anything. So it's a frustrating day. The next whole week is just gonna be horrible, you know.
Oh yeah,
it's raining.
The weather.
And like, it's not gonna get better because when it's snowing, then it's actually even more dangerous. But I don't want to push her, of course. So
I don't want to give up now. How do I explain to Faith the technicality and complexity of making a film? I don't think she would understand. I have to come up with a solution.
I mean, like, I'm actually giving you all the power in some ways. You know that, right?
Do I?
You should. So, you know, I really sometimes feel frustrated with that because I can't, I don't know, like, I have no control over, like, what's gonna happen, you know? And, like, I really do hope that...
in terms of what? You're being kind of vague, you know that. Why are you being so vague? Like, come on. I was saying it all over here. Time to vague. Like, come on, spill it.
Okay, like, I get it, like...
all the powers.
Yeah, there are days where your body feels that it can do more. Days where you can't, right? But, oh gosh. Do I have to say this out?
Yes, you have to say it out loud. That's the fun of this project, right? Like, smile at the camera. It's right there. Say it.
I really do hope that every time you tell me that your body energy is going low is not a form of overthinking it, or like, I don't know where I'm going. Oh my god.
No, I want to hear where this is going. Continue, please.
Like,
do me the honors.
All right. Like, is it for real or not?
Oh shit! Oh my
goodness! All right. Oh my
this
god.
has to be the final cut. Like, people, look at this human. Yeah. Continue.
No.
Yeah, continue digging the hole that you just started digging for yourself.
See, I'm the asshole in this project. I'm the A-based asshole.
Continue.
But then, so of course those questions arise, and then I get frustrated both for like, why am I even thinking it, but also like wondering whether or not it's true.
This is so much fun. Continue.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's so much fun.
So, you know, There you go. That's that.
Continue. Come
I'm
on.
done. I'm done.
No.
That's all.
Like, so why would you even doubt it?
Why?
Yeah, let's dig into that a bit more. Yeah, we're actually
No.
doing this. We are.
Mm-mm.
Yes, we are. Seok, we are. Yeah. Don't even dare edit this part out. Like, I will write it in my notes. This has to be like, I don't know, the finale or something. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there are days where you have to travel for like 20 hours or whatever, right? And you know that even if your body don't feel like doing it, you have to push yourself to do that, right?
I'm just sitting down and doing nothing.
But I mean, minus the staircase part. But on Sunday, for example, like yes, you are repeating dialogue scene, but that to me is also okay. It's also just sitting down and talking, yeah.
No.
And
gets even better.
And I question how important do you see this, and it
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on?
We have come on.
For the sake of the film and the responsibility to the grant, I suggest we go on a road trip and have it documented.
So I'm thinking we can drive around first for you to get familiarized with the US system.
Yeah.
At this point, I have no idea what is the film about. I don't have a clear plan. But I know we'll capture something interesting on the trip. And I'm still looking for the staircase.
Yes, some making this to switch sides. Yeah, you want this?
No. I'm turning this way to my side.
To your side, yes.
Okay.
Which is across the street. Across the street. Woohoo!
And just keep going.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto North Genesis Street.
Keep going. Okay, this is much more relaxing than I imagined.
Yeah. You did not think I'm a driver, that's why.
I know. I'm waiting for the sweet dreams.
I know.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
No.
What am I supposed to do?
Take like the scenery in, not just the humans. Just the beauty around us. Gives you the feeling as if you're going.
Stop. It's so dangerous.
Yeah.
You're saying?
No, it feels like you're going into the mountain without going into the mountain.
Yeah.
There's
Oh my
an
god. I don't know what kind of thing. It's beautiful.
Should I just go?
Yeah, go.
Faith drives most of the way. We have some disagreement, or rather, she claims that I don't trust her driving. That is not entirely incorrect. We got to a party in Philadelphia, which we couldn't join because it's upstairs. The staircase. But Faith doesn't want us to shoot without permission.
The film is about me trying to make a film with you
Oh yeah?
at this point.
Okay.
And the negotiation.
When did that change?
When it's no longer a narrative.
Huh?
I mean, I kind of mentioned this. I mean, I did, right? I said like, okay. I mean, it's about my ableism, and I'm being an ableist right now, trying to make this film. Of course, I'm not going to be an ableist on purpose, but the camera is witnessing our trip.
But even in doing that, you do realize there are parts of my life that I am not comfortable with having on film.
Okay.
That has already been like a fact that we've talked about before, right? Just because there have been moments previously where I've been, no, I don't want any of this.
Okay.
So where does that feature in this?
When you say like this morning that you don't consent, then fine, I'm not gonna shoot. But I might just like ask if it's okay if we do this instead. So whenever you're not comfortable, we're not gonna shoot.
And so like I don't get your answer earlier when I said like, because of that's like how much of this is, you know, on film and not on film. But then, you know, like moments later, then we had to like stop our conversations and load that. And so there is, for me, there is the fact that there are on film and not on film moments, right? Mm-hmm. So is it too much for me to know like how much of the trip is on film, or do you expect, I just want to know your expectations.
My expectation is as much as possible. What was your expectation? Did you have any?
I didn't have any. We were just having these conversations, so and we didn't have it, right?
Okay. How much do you want this to be on camera then?
Can you do half days? Okay, move. Move. No, like move out.
Viv thinks I'm behind the camera too much and takes over the camera.
Okay.
Yes.
So how is this any representation of how we enter the room? Okay.
How is this any representation of how we entered the room?
Because you were ahead, right?
But I'm just the one holding the camera. Then you can tell me what to do.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
This is the room. And
whoa!
Go in.
There isn't a spring. This is good. Yeah. Okay, I'm just banging through the door because it does come back to me. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure to not bang the camera. Yeah. So there's that. That's the room. Let's see the bathroom. Do you want us to see the bathroom?
The bathroom?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're checking out the bathroom. Oh.
What is it doing that?
And voila! Oh, this baby. I could just take, you know, like 100 showers. What the fuck, dude? See, I just called you dude, so...
What does it... what are you saying?
So...
That's not a picture of a dude.
I have moved on to porridge. Like porridge and sweet old carbs that remind me of my grandmother. Yeah. And porridge. Kenyan style porridge. The healthy kind. The real-ish. Ah! Lord!
Oh, Jesus. Can I help? Do you need help? Yes? No?
Wait.
can I do?
Lift my legs up.
Lift your both legs up?
Yes. Okay. Ah! And you dumped me.
I did not.
Can I have your hands?
We proceed with our sightseeing plans.
Oh, he's recording.
Switch quickly, switch quickly.
Switch. Hi.
I feel like this film is turning into a holiday video. I feel powerless and dejected. I am grumpy and frustrated. I find myself thinking Faith doesn't care about the film at all. So I shut down.
We're done. We're done.
And Faith shuts down. We couldn't agree with each other on anything. The tension gets worse when we have a logistic disagreement.
You should have just told me. And I get it. Okay, now that you mention, okay, of course, I'm not you. I didn't see all these things that you're calculating. So you are under stress. So this is the situation, right? We are both stressed and we are both
It's not the same.
It's not the same, of course.
And like, you know, even the driver just told you, oh, like you can put it together because you're holding all these things. And she's like, yeah, you can just put it together. You know, like she's not in a hurry. So like even the point I told you, like I need a lift, I was like, I felt as even you snapping was like, okay, if I had known, then I'd have put it. So it's all those things that I was looking at because I don't know, it's as if like you didn't want to be told what to do yesterday. And for me, anytime asking for help is a very vulnerable thing. Yes, I have gotten used to it, but yeah.
Okay.
It's almost if I had known you were going to snap at me, I would have asked the driver or someone else. Like, it's those things, like, and it's even the thing, like, if I would have gotten myself out of the car, I would have fucking gotten myself out of the car, but I couldn't have. So it's, yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Because I don't know, so because here covering my life, disability and all, but like, so how yeah, I'm like, what are we even doing? I don't know.
I don't know what to do. So I check on the camera to make sure it's still recording. Okay. How do we go on with, I'm really sorry. I'm not saying that in front of camera I am. But I'm trying to also just explain my perspective and why I was reacting the way that I did. I don't know how we moved on from that the last time, but I think we are good for now. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I have emotional needs too, right? Mm-hmm.
Is there anything I can do different?
How we can both do different, I think, is the key. I think, well, okay.
I'm asking what I can do because I can't help what you can do. Because you seem like your emotional needs, or what can I do different?
I think like when I do snap or when I do react that way, I guess we can have this conversation on and don't cut me off, I suppose.
For me, it was almost like a violent thing. I don't know.
I feel the same way. That's a funny thing, right? Maybe not funny, but
not funny.
Not funny. But I honestly grew up facing this kind of almost like a punishment all the time from my mom, you know. So I'm very sensitive too. When I feel that I'm being, I don't even have the words for it. I'm very sensitive to power, too. Okay?
I know.
And I resist it. And sometimes I do things to resist it, which we both do.
Yesterday in the morning when we were talking,
What?
Yesterday in the morning when we were talking, I remember saying, like, the things that I do specially, I don't take them personally.
It's easy to say, right? I'm doing the same thing. Like I can also say, like, don't take it personally when I snap at you.
No, so you see, like, and as you're talking, you're saying now, like, how we need to, like, talk about, but, like, we talked a lot about this yesterday in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, all those things Like me not going to City Hall with you, the whole thing with the taxi, it's like you were taking it as a reflection of you, but it's not.
But also what you were reading was not what I was thinking. Like, I didn't feel like it was a bird, but I didn't think it was a hassle to ask the driver to move. I didn't think that way, but that's what you read. I didn't feel it was like a problem for me to ask the taxi driver to move the car.
No, that one was more saying how you were expecting me to step down on the step, and when I was
did
busy
not.
looking at.
I was asking if it's possible, but I didn't expect that. But these are the things that you
Your
read,
words.
right?
Your words were, "Oh, the taxi cannot stop there, so it has to stop here." But while I was busy looking for another alternative, you were still like calling me to the other side that has a step, and yeah.
Because then it's easier to communicate, because I need to get the taxi to stop that spot where the taxi can stop, because the spot that you were in is right in front of the traffic light. They can't stop there, so we can't even communicate there. So these are the things that I was also calculating and thinking.
But you zoomed off, eh? You zoomed off and did that, telling me what you were going to do. So I was feeling left out.
But you were also standing there refusing to move, right? Okay, all right, okay.
I was standing in the spot that had the lowest cab that I could get off and go around to where this taxi was stopped. I was not refusing to move. You see, you read it as I was standing there and refusing to move.
Okay, so we both read each other wrongly. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Shall we speak more clearly all the time then, and have this conversation as it's going instead of having it after, so that we don't build up these negative emotions?
How different is it going to be today? Because I was saying the same things you're saying right now yesterday about communicating and not holding back. Then the whole city hall thing happened and you held back, you did not talk. And the rest of the day went on like that. So is it going to be different now that I don't know.
This is what happens in my mind. When I talk, it would be the snapping incident. That's why I held back. You know, when I talk, I think it will. So, you know, so if that's what you think is better, then yeah, but I'll just be more of an asshole. That's a price of being nice, I suppose. Or like, that's not nice maybe, but that snapping thing was me speaking my mind.
Based on very many assumptions.
Yeah, but that's the reality as it's going to. I mean, okay, like maybe perhaps instead of snapping, I can tell you what I'm seeing, and then you can tell me what you're seeing.
Faith shares something personal here. It reminds me of an internet meme that says, if you never heal from what hurt you, you bleed on people who didn't cut you. I think at this point, we are bleeding and cutting each other.
Shall we have that list? Probably not. Don't touch it. I wish in my best ability not snap, okay?
This is a tree of 40 fruit. The artist who started the project uses a technique called grafting to bind branches of different tree species together. But to get to the fruitful result, it first involves violence. Just like conflict, it either leaves behind a scar and bears new fruit, or it falls off and leaves behind a broken branch. I didn't realize the amount of violence that came with the making of this film.